We all love our pets, right? But we have to remember that not everyone else does. I'll get into that and your latest home prices and insights for Peel and Durham for week ending August 23rd. Now, we see a lot of different things when we go do showings with clients, but one thing we see that's fairly common is pets. Usually, they're in a cage, corner of a room somewhere, and they don't disrupt the showing at all. But other times, we don't get so lucky. I was just recently walking into a house with some clients, and as soon as we got inside the house, we were greeted by two massive Rottweilers. Now, these dogs were super friendly, no issues there. The problem was they were drooling on everything, shoes, pants, it was disgusting. Another time, in the showing instructions, it specifically said, do not play with the birds. Fair enough, you think, as long as you don't put your finger in a cage, you should be good, right? Wrong. These birds were flying through the house freely. It felt like you were in an aviary. Another thing that's fairly common is in the showing instructions, it'll say, do not let the cats out, do not let the dogs out. Now, I don't know about your experience with pets, but I know that certain pets, the second they hear the door lock move, they're sprinting for the door. And the second that door is open, they're sprinting outside. Now, that's a lot of responsibility to put on some random strangers who are coming to visit your house. They could be allergic to pets, they could not like pets, they could just not know how to manage pets, and you're leaving that responsibility to them. Now, for the safety of everyone involved, I suggest if your house is on the market, you have a pet in the house, for the time being, for that showing, just try and put them in a confined space so they're not disrupting the showing and you're not taking any risks, right? I've heard of horror stories where, cat runs out of the house, agent can't find it, doesn't know what to do. No one wants that. Just put your pet away for the time being, just to allow that showing to go as normal. Thanks for listening. Let's get into the numbers. So let's get into the numbers for Peel and Durham. So here you can see the breakdown between the three different regions we have. Mississauga, Brampton, Durham for the past 3 months. You can see the price differences. Let's get into Mississauga. Mississauga detached are sitting at an average sale price of $1,474,000. We did 32 sales last week for Mississauga detached homes, and 3 of those sales came at $2 million or more. Now, compared to this time last year, we are 5% lower than we were from the price last year, and we also sold 5 less homes at $2 million or more this year than we did at this time last year. You can see here median price and average sold price. We have the 4-week moving average, which helps to kind of get rid of the peaks and valleys there, and you can see both of those have been trending downwards. Not a drastic trend, but definitely sloping downwards. If we look at sales, you can see we did less than we did this time last year. 34% of those are selling at list price or more. Last year it was 26%, so there is a difference there. Active listings. Active listings is one of the metrics that I really like to follow because you can see at any given time where we are, and you can see here that active listings is piling up. And you compare that with sales, and that'll give you the months of inventory. But we can see active listings for the past 3 months, we're at 313, 323, now we're at 498. So listings are starting to show up. They are staying on the market for a little bit longer, like we'll see here. May, June, you can see we're at 8, 9, 12, 9, 13 days on market. Now we're sitting at 21 days on market, average days on market for a property. We're currently sitting at what we consider here a balanced market at 3.6 months of inventory, and I can tell you that it definitely does feel like it when we're out with clients. There are a lot of properties to see now, a lot of properties that have been sitting there, price reductions, different things like that, so you can take your time with those properties. Looking at Brampton, we can see here that the sales for the past month have been roughly about the same, and average sold price is sitting at $1,211,000, and we sold 2 homes at over $2 million last week. Now compare that to the price last year, we're 1% higher than we were this time last year, selling 2 more homes at $2 million or more than this time last year. Again, average sold price, median price, these moving averages really help kind of flatten things out, and you can see the trend. The trend is downward. Again, not drastic, but it is trending downward. Sales, 41 sales for this week, as we mentioned. That is slightly off pace from what we were doing this time last year, but you can see sold at list price or more is 40% versus last year it was 16. So a lot of these offer dates are getting sold at more than their list price. And you can see here we had that little run up in May, June, and we were at 76%, 69%, so there was a lot more competition at that time. Now we can see things are definitely tapering off. And again, active listings, you can see here back in May, we were at 348, 398, 429. Now we are at 789 active listings. That's just about double the amount of active listings we had just 3 months ago. And if those keep increasing and sales do not follow, then we're going to see changes in months of inventory again, and we're going to see changes in prices. So months of inventory here, Brampton, we're considering this again, balanced market, and this is pretty, it feels like well into a balanced market when you go out there and you're actually in the field. And again, days on market, average days on market. It's not a perfect stat because, you know, listings obviously get terminated, relisted, stuff like that, but you can see the difference here. So back in May, June, again, we're at 9, 11, 10. Here we're at 19, almost double. So properties are sitting on the market a lot longer. Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby, we sold 40 homes last week at with none of them selling at $2 million or more. Average sale price is sitting at $1,104,000. Now compared to last year, we're 2% lower than we were at this time last year. And again, these lines, the median price, average sold price, and the moving averages, again, help to flatten everything out. And still, the same as the other two regions, these are trending downwards. Sales, we can see here that, you know, we've been on par, kind of similar to what we did last year, but sold at list price or more, again, you see the drastic difference from the past 3 months where we were here, we're 76, 87, 80, 90% of properties were selling at list price or more. Now we're at 40%. So less than half of these properties are actually selling at list price or more. And what this speaks to, a lot of people say, you know, the sold at list price or more is kind of a manufactured number because, you know, agents will list the prices low to sell it for more, never expecting to get the list price that they put. Yes, but it speaks to the confidence in the market. You can only really do that when you have confidence that people are going to show up and actually want to buy the homes. Now, and at this time, back in May, June, that was the case. Now, a lot different story. So, new listings, again, we see new listings starting to grow. We're at active listings starting to grow. We're at 344 active listings, where we were at 188, 196, 207. You can see the gradual progression. And again, if that keeps growing, if sales don't pick up the pace, months of inventory is going to be affected. So here, we're at 2 months of inventory. We're still in a seller's market, what we consider a seller's market, and average days on market is 14. So let's go into Peel condos now. Peel condos, we sold 30 units last week, 30 condo units in Peel. Average sold price is sitting at $574,000. Compared to last year, we're down 7%. And moving averages here, again, you can see trend downward. Here it kind of looked like things were going up a bit, starting to trend downward. It's going to be interesting to see how those continue. Now, sold at list price or more, same story as the other regions. We were much higher before. Things seem to have tapered off. We're at 27% now, but last year it seemed that demand was a lot lower because we were only at 16%. Active listings, again, one of my favorite metrics here. So active listings, is, we've seen again this in the city of Toronto, in Vaughan, York region. We're seeing this exact same trend where listings continue to rise. And you can see we've been outpacing what we were listing last year at the same time. That brings months of inventory because sales haven't come up as much, as fast as active listings has. That brings months of inventory to 4.7 months of inventory. Balanced market, getting close to what we consider a buyer's market. And your average days on market is sitting at 26, so almost a month that most of these listings are staying on the market before they sell. So looking at the different regions here, again, Mississauga is one we consider a balanced market. Brampton, again, balanced market. Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby, still in what we would consider a seller's market. And Peel condos are in a balanced market. It definitely feels like everything is in a balanced market right now when we're out with clients, when we're showing houses, even on listings we have. It feels like a balanced market. There's not as much competition as there was before. And what's going to happen? It's going to be interesting to find out, but you'll see it here. Thanks for watching.